the big dog, WIFO-FM in Jessup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Butch Hubbard here with you, along with Bob Morgan, on this Thursday morning, 15th day of February. Hope your Valentine's Day yesterday was a wonderful one. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup. Also brought to you by Republic Services, Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. And Bob, we got some special guests in this morning.
Yeah, we're talking the swim team. Wayne County High School swim team recently went to Atlanta, and several kids qualified for state. You got one of the coaches in with us and a couple of the swimmers. So, Coach, appreciate you bringing the swimmers in. And just, first of all, tell us about the swim program overall. You know, tell us who the coaches are and how many students are involved in the Wayne County High School swim team.
Yes, good morning, Bob. My name's Carrie Gavinian, and I'm assistant swim coach, and Franklin Quill is head coach. And
Both you all teachers at the school? Or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you teach?
I teach math at the high school, and Mr. Quill, he teaches economics.
How'd y'all get in the coaches? How'd y'all get the coaches swimming?
Well...
Did you swim?
I swam in high school.
Okay, all right.
And I had an interest in swimming, and so when we came... when my husband and I moved down here, I shared my interest with the head coach at the time, who was Coach Madry, and when he stepped down, he had told Mr. Gwill about me and my interest, and so that's how I got into it.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
How many students in the swim program?
So we had 16 this year, and we brought 11 to state. So that's a pretty significant number.
Everybody's familiar with the program. You know, the fact that we don't have a pool. You have to drive every day to YMCA in Hinesville. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell us how that works. I mean, the kids gather up at what time after school, and what time do they arrive? How long do they stay over there? I mean, give us that schedule.
All right. So we had it in our budget to rent the pool in Liberty County YMCA for about 3 hours a week. So this year we decided to go up twice a week for an hour and a half on Mondays and Wednesdays. The kids all meet up in the coach's room at about 4 o'clock, and then we get on the bus about 4:05, 4:10, and we leave about that time. And
depending on traffic.
Depending on traffic, right, because that's about the time people are getting off of work at Fort Stewart.
Anybody's going to Savannah during that time, getting through Hinesville, it can be hectic trying to get through there with the schools letting out and all the school buses.
Yes, sir. So we budget about 45 minutes to get up there. We usually get there in under 45 minutes, and then the kids go and get changed, and we are getting in the pool about 5:15, and then we finish up at about 6:45, and then they get changed again, and then we're all home about, well, a little before 8 o'clock, so it's a long evening for them.
I imagine a long day, but the pool was just for Wayne County at that time, so you have the pool yourself?
Sir. Well, mostly. We rent about 4 lanes.
4 lanes.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a lot done. So it must, it's amazing that the team has to do this, but still have quality swimmers and qualified for the state meet up in Atlanta. Now, how nice was the facility in Atlanta, the Georgia Tech campus, right?
Oh, wow. Their facility is phenomenal.
All right. And I understand, Dr. Eddie Thomas said a lot of the information, that apparently it's not just 5A. You combine with another classification. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So it's 5A and 4A, or is 5A and 6A?
It's 1 through 5A, all swims in one meet. They also have 6 and 7A that swims in a completely different.
Okay, so 1 through 5 compete together, and 6 and 7 compete together. So,
yes, sir.
And how many kids did we have qualified for state?
We had 11 qualify for state.
And the best showing was, was it 8th place?
Well, all of our relays.
Medals? How many people medaled?
Oh, how many people medaled? Well,
is it one?
We had our
statewide meet, so I'm just asking.
Yes.
People ask all the time how many people get. Like, what do you have to finish in order to be recognized statewide? I guess
sure. Well, the first day of the swim meet are preliminaries, and whatever teams or swimmers make the top 30 go on to compete in the finals. So that's pretty significant to be able to make the top 30, and most of our swimmers did make the top 30 and went on to compete the next day.
Okay, well, that's great. Well, we got 2 of the swimmers in the studios with us. The first one I know real well because we just saw her at the Star Student event. Not only is she a great athlete, they mentioned that at the banquet for the quarter membership luncheon for the Chamber. State of Education, Christina Thomas, Star Student and swimmer, but we'll talk about swimming first with Star Student later. But tell us about the swimming and what you competed in and how well you did.
Well, this year we had a girls relay qualify for state from Wayne County High School for the first time in about 2 decades. So me, Adriana Martin, Sydney Lantrip, and Grace Dixon were all on that relay, and so we got to go swim. And then I also swam the 100 breast and the 50 freestyle at state. And I was able to qualify for finals in the 100 breast and make it back to swim Saturday in the 100 breast, and I ended up 9th in that event, so that was my best showing at state, was in the 100 breaststroke.
And what'd you get for that? Did they give you a medal? Did you get it?
No, sir. We just, I think they give medals to the top 3.
Top 3.
So,
that's what I was asking. What do they recognize?
Yes.
It's the top 3 and
Yes,
finish
sir.
top third to get
a podium finish is
I
top
got
3.
you.
Yes, sir.
But 9th in state among how many swimmers, though? I mean, that's just amazing to be in the top 10 in any event. So, congrats there.
Where are most of the best swimmers from? Are they from the Atlanta area, or are they all over the state?
They're mostly the Atlanta area. There's a couple of really good USA swimming teams, year-round swim teams in the Atlanta area who just roll out.
Okay.
Really good swimmers. And they have a lot of Olympians, a lot of college D1 swimmers.
Do swimmers move? Do families move their students into that area to train there? You know, like Larson did here. You know, he left Jessup and went to Jacksonville to swim before, you know, years and years ago, and of course went to the Olympics. Does that happen at these facilities?
I think Atlanta's definitely a hot spot for swimmers to go and try to train swimmers in the state of Georgia. There was even an exchange student from somewhere in Europe who was at our state meet, and she goes to an Atlanta school. She was there to train for swimming.
So they do come in to train, but go to those schools there. So
Yes,
you have a few of them that just have top swimmers there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, Bob.
And just want to get your teammate there and let her introduce herself and tell us what she did up in the state.
I'm Adriana Martin. I did the
What year
200.
are you both seniors?
No, sorry.
No.
I'm sophomore.
Sophomore. You're a sophomore, and who are your parents?
Jada and Stevie Martin.
Okay, now go ahead and what did you participate with in the state?
The 200 free relay.
Got to ask you now, relay, what's the key? There's 4 people in the relay, right? So how do you determine who goes first, second? You know,
The first one is the fastest.
the first one is the fastest. Is that how you do it?
The last one is the fastest. That's the anchor. And then the first one.
Pick we look at how swimmers can do a relay start when one swimmer finishes and then the next swimmer starts, and we want to have swimmers with strong relay starts, like an exchange.
I have to ask you, watching swimming over there, the key is you have to wait for them to touch the wall before you jump, right?
Yes, but you have to be in motion, ready to jump as they're coming in.
Do you get penalized if you jump earlier?
Yes, you would get
How do you know they
disqualified.
touch the wall? I mean,
You have to watch.
I mean, they're in the water.
Lots of training, practice,
Yes.
Okay.
and knowing swimmers, knowing each other, working as a team, practice, and good timing.
Again, do you have a list of all the kids that went to state? This one, make sure we get every kid's name on there that went to state and qualified.
I think Christina's got it on her phone there. Christina Thomas.
I have the list. This is all of the swimmers who swam this year at the high school team. We had Andrew Headley, Clay Hardenbrook, Justin McKeithen, Grace Dixon, Sydney Lantrip, Samantha Mendez, myself, Caden Reck, Jamie Michael, Jacob Reinhart, Robert Headley, Ray Lantrip, Madison Lee, Adriana Martin, Jordan Bullino, and Hunter Wilson.
Okay, sounds great. Again, so I guess you went up the night before, and
Yes.
So you have good, nice accommodation. Was a nice trip for you girls. Did you have a good time?
Yes, sir. It was a good
Good
trip.
experience.
Yes, sir.
Well, so like I said, we've been several years without a pool. They've had meetings about the pool. Are you involved in the meetings? Are you in conversation with these people? Or
I've heard what's been going on, bits and pieces. I'm not a part of the meetings. I have a strong interest in it, though.
Right.
But, you know, the sport is basically a winter sport. And when you go over to Hinesville, to the Y, it's an indoor facility. Have they talked about the facility that they are looking at here being indoor? Because how would the team train there if it's the middle of winter? Do you have any, Christina?
I know that not every high school swim team is training in an indoor facility, but if they're training outdoor, then the pool is heated.
Heated,
and I think that's probably more, just more reasonable in terms of cost. But
I understand.
So
take a lot of propane to heat a
yes,
what is it, an 8-lane or 10-lane pool they're looking
I
at?
think they're proposing a 10-lane.
10 lanes, yeah. Okay.
Hopefully we'll see one in the future. But like I said, I just was curious. I was curious if you were at the meetings and have heard where the plans are. Because one thing I've heard is they've zeroed in where they want to put the pool. And where the old high school is, right, that lane right there, because they've got parking already and everything there. So that's the location that they're talking about.
Where, on Orange Street?
Yeah, on Orange Street. Okay. Where they cleared all that land right there.
Right.
That's what I've been told from the people that made that. That's the location they're looking at. That possibly they could put it there.
I hadn't thought about that. That's
It all
decent
comes down
location.
to funding and things like that. But the Board of Education's been in contact with those people and said they'd be willing to have it there. So hopefully the plan can get underway and we get to pool. But it's amazing these kids are able to travel back and forth. And just talk about the dedication these kids have to do that. Meet up before, drive back and forth, get back, do their studies. And this one to your right, I mean, she's mastered it pretty well, our star student. So I want to talk about that. 1,500 out of 1,600 possible in one sitting. When did you take the SAT? I tell the story all the time. I had to take it twice. The first time I took the SAT, I was supposed to, you have to wake up early. I don't know how they do it now, what time, but back when I took it, it was the crack of dawn. And the night before, there was a NBA basketball playoff game, and I snuck a TV in my room. It went triple overtime, and I stayed up, and so I didn't do real well on the first time I took the SAT, but luckily I got to take it that second time. But when did you take it? Do you remember? I'm sure
I took it 3 times.
3 times.
Yes, sir. I took it.
Did you improve each time?
I did, yes, sir.
Okay.
I took it in October of my junior year. Then I took it again in May of my junior year, my junior year, and then I took it one more time my senior year, and I stopped after that.
Right.
So.
But 1,500 out of 1,600, that's amazing.
Yes,
When you're taking the test, do you know you're doing well on the test? Is there a harder part of the test?
It's pretty hard, so I'm just kind of trying to take it one question at a time.
Do they still have the essay part of the test on there?
They do, but it's optional now, so that's not actually included in the.
What do you mean optional?
Not every college requires you to take it.
Oh, not every
colleges want it, some don't. And so you can, when you're signing up for the test, you can opt in or out of the
What year did you say you are at Wayne County?
I'm a senior.
Senior,
Yes,
so
sir.
what are you going to be doing starting in August?
That's a good question. I'm going to go to college, but I'm not sure where.
You're not sure yet, huh?
So we're still.
What do you want to study? Do you know
I would like to major in neuroscience.
Neuroscience.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are some of the top colleges in neuroscience, let's say, in our area?
Well, in the state of Georgia, Emory and Georgia Tech and Mercer all have really good programs for neuroscience. So.
Okay. All right. So good luck with all that.
Thank you.
Neuroscience.
When do you think you'll make that decision?
Well, most colleges don't release their regular decision notifications until March, so it'll be.
Tell us about your
March.
starts. You get to pick the star teacher. Tell us about your star teacher.
Okay, so I picked Tammy Sellers. She was Miss Harper when she was my teacher. She was my teacher in 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 8th grade. She was my gifted teacher all 4 of those years, and we just always had a lot of fun learning. And she was a really good role model inside and out of the classroom. So I was happy to be able to honor her.
Well, your dad is a doctor, so is there that added pressure there to make those good grades because he did?
It wasn't really added pressure, but I guess my whole life my parents have always encouraged us to definitely reach high. So that's always been.
So congratulations. Now, tell us about your siblings.
I have a brother in 9th grade, a brother in 7th grade, and a brother in 5th grade.
Okay, so do you have like the second mama at the house?
Sometimes.
But we have that's Christina Thomas we're talking with, who's one of the swimmers for the Wayne County High School swim team, along with Andriana. I guess I got that right, Martin. And we got the coach in here, Carrie, and announce it again, your last name. Gavinian. I didn't want to mess it up like I messed up her last night. In here this morning talking about their experiences. And you said the swim meet was held on the Tech campus, is that right?
Yes, sir. It was at the Georgia Tech College Pool, which is also the 96 Olympic pool as well. So,
have you ever been to University of Georgia and seen their facility?
Yes, sir.
That is a very, very nice facility there for swimming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you plan on continuing swimming once you get in college?
That's kind of a part of depending on where I decide to go, we'll have to decide.
So you said Georgia Tech, Mercer, and what was the third one?
Emory. Those are the Georgia schools I've kind of applied throughout.
Emory, is that private? I know Mercer is. Is Emory private?
Mercer and Emory are both private.
Both private, and of course Georgia Tech public. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, I guess they do give swimming scholarships at colleges. Do you know?
They do.
Have we been fortunate to have any of our swimmers go on a college scholarship?
Well, one of our other state swimmers, Clay Hardenbrook, he is going to go to Berry College on a swimming scholarship. I believe he's decided on Berry College.
Oh, good. So how did they find about it? I mean,
well, they come and they scout out different USA swim meets. I believe they came to some of the high school swim meets, and that's how they find out about our swimmers.
Again, just an amazing story. Like I said, a lot of people, excited about the swim team. It's been in recreation, it's been a great tradition. They have the same problem. They have to find personal pools to do right now. But
yes, sir.
Hopefully they can resolve this issue. Like I said, I know there's meetings and there's a group that has a passion for it. So it's all about funding, of course. So
yes, sir.
And what type of pool and things like that. But hopefully,
well, yeah, and it's not just about the swim team. It's also about quality of life in our county and also safety and community.
I said a lot of elderly people need a pool for because doctors,
exercising.
Doctors, prescribe that as a therapy and things like that. So I know there's just a lot of interest in it. Hopefully it'll become a reality one day. But like I said, that's what's curious if you were in the meetings. They said the swim coaches need to get involved because I'm sure you have a lot of information, a lot of insights you can bring to the project. So
I would have a lot of input.
I think from both a swim practice standpoint and also from the pool standpoint, we need to thank Dave Oliver because the high school coaches, GHSA limits them on how early they can start training us. So he worked with us a lot before the season, throughout the season, and he's also been really pushing in the community for a pool. So
yes, he and I coach the rec swim team.
The Piranhas.
So that'll be starting up in about, I think, April.
And the Piranhas, they don't go to Hinesville, right? They have to find people that have, they go to your family's pool.
The Thomases have been very
the Thomases have been very nice. They say,
share their facilities.
Everybody just sends on their neighborhood in the morning.
Well, and we have to do it in shifts.
The neighbors must be very cooperative too. So
yes, sir.
Everyone complaints from the neighbors. Everybody's been nice about it.
Everyone's been nice about it.
Well,
yes,
that's good to know. So
I know.
But we wish you all the best of luck, and we'll look forward to the Piranha swim team this summer. So again, congrats, and again, thanks for coming in. Just want to let people know that the swim team did well in Atlanta. We got some great swimmers. Like I said, the kids going to get a scholarship at Berry. That's a great story. So congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate y'all coming in.
WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, world famous Butch and Bob Show for this Thursday morning, 15th day of February. Bob and I'll be back in a minute.
An exceptional car buying experience is closer than you think. Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear has the best prices, service, and selection. Why go anywhere else? At Mike Birch, you don't have to haggle, and you'll get top dollar for your trade. Our finance team's ready to help, even when others can't. No matter where you are, buying a new car has never been easier than at Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear and at MikeBirchFord.com. Right on the corner, right on the price. Stop the search. Call Mike Birch.
Murphy's Builder Supply is where you need to go for all your home improvement projects and hardware needs. They've been serving folks in this area since 1946. Murphy's offers some products and services that you may not know about. They now sell ammunition, both bullets and shells. Murphy's also sells personalized tags for dog collars. They build customized screens for windows and doors. Murphy's can rekey locks, and of course they can make keys. They cut glass for windows, plus Murphy's has monthly doorbuster specials. Check their Facebook page to see what's on sale. Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
All right, world famous Butch and Bob Show here on the Big Dog, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. And Bob, just a great testament to the Wayne County High School swim team.
Yeah, it's a good story, but it's amazing. They go back and forth to the YMCA Center, and like I said, they get back late. So for those students to be able to have that commitment and that dedication, because they still have to do their studies and pass classes. I mean, it's still no pass, no play, so you got to have good grades as well. But for Christine to be the star student at the school and
a swimmer,
right, so just glad to see the swim team doing well at the high school. It's a good program. Hopefully one day they'll get a pool.
Yeah, we were talking out in the green room, and because they go over to the Y over in Hinesville to practice. They rented over there, and we're trying to figure out how many pools. I mean, good sized pools, but over there that the public can use over in the Hinesville area. 3 or 4. One of them's on the base, but these other ones around that you can also swim out over there. But neither one of the Liberty County high schools have a swim team. Bradwell doesn't have one, and Liberty County doesn't have one. And they've got 4 great pools over there they could practice. And you would think that with these officers that move in from all over the enlistment is not going to be, they're not going to be old enough, but the officers would have students and kids that would probably be good in swimming. Just a testament to Wayne County. Wayne County's had a great tradition of swimmers through the years, and hopefully this pool situation can get worked out here in Wayne County. But as we always say, it's always about the money, honey.
It's all about, but they are working on it.
They're working on it.
I mean,
it's in the works.
I mean, they meet on a regular basis, discuss, and like I said, they're still seeking funding and grant money, things like that.
Grants, donations, all kinds of stuff. Maybe we can get like a big sponsor, like be the Gatorade swim facility at Wayne County High School.
If an individual wants to donate, they'll be glad to name it after me.
Yeah. If you've got an individual out there who's got what we say about $1.2 million lying around that they just like to donate, they'd gladly take it.
Joe Smith Pool or Susan or whatever.
I was telling them out there that if I ever won the lottery where you win several $100 million, I would give the money for the track. I'd give the money for the pool and other facilities around here. But the likelihood of that happening is like 1 in several hundred trillion. Don't count on it. All right, you were talking in local news this morning about communication between the Wayne County commissioners and the tax assessor's office. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's just
who was saying that?
The county administrator, county chairman.
Okay. So Mike and Ed, right?
No, Herschel.
Herschel's the steer. That's right. They change every year.
Chairman.
Yeah, they change every year. I forgot about that. Herschel's the chairman this year. So Herschel and Ed Jeffers were talking about open communication between the two offices. And so hopefully all that'll get it worked out. Yes, I know it's a mess for the school system. A little better for the county because they can give tax breaks in that situation and spread it over a period of time. Where the Board of Education just had to scratch out a check, didn't they? For several $100,000.
$360,000.
Jeez. We keep getting these text messages for the past several days. What happened with the Carl Rose situation, and from what I understand, it was basically it was a call situation there that you had what
we explained it pretty well.
I thought we explained it pretty well too, and I know the paper did, and we did, and explained it pretty well. But sometimes people don't see or hear all that. But there was several situations there. He was an at-will employee, and the county administrator that came in, was looking at the call situations, and so that's what happened.
The biggest obstacle was he didn't live in Wayne.
He didn't live in Wayne, and that was, it was another thing there.
It's like I tell people, it's the city of Jessica, let the police chief live in Savannah.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
When he took the job, his family agreed they were going to move to Wayne County. 2 days after he accepted the job, his family said they were not moving to Wayne County. You ever drive to Valdosta?
Well, that's a long drive back and forth to Valdosta to go to work. I say that right now.
It just didn't work out.
Didn't work out because the family didn't want to move. And that, beforehand when he was hired, yes, we'll move. And then after that, the family said, no, we don't want to move. And so that put Carl in a difficult situation there.
I mean, he tried, but family comes first.
Yeah. So he'll find something over that way to do, I guess.
Wish him well.
Wish him well.
But it just didn't work out here. I said it's got to be accessible, got to be visible.
Yeah, and it's hard to be visible because you got all these recreation sports at night, and he wants to leave and go back and be with his family at night. It was just a difficult situation for Carl. He tried to work around it and get it done, but since the family didn't want to move, it put him in between a rock and a hard place.
Just didn't work out.
And so, luckily, we had somebody in there that wanted the position, was experienced at it, and just stepped forward and basically moved up a notch.
Right now, he's interim.
Yeah, interim until the final. I guess vote, or is it a vote, or is it does the county administrator make the recommendation to the board and the board votes on it, right?
I think by law, like I said, I'm not sure how it works, but I think they've got to open that up to
open it up. They just can't promote somebody.
I don't. They may be able to, I don't, but I'm not certain on that. But I believe they take applications and go through a process. So right now, Lamar's the interim director at this time. Is what I've been told.
You think they would just save time and effort and just say, all right, we're going to promote you? But I don't know.
And they may. I mean, that may be what they do. But the official word from the county office right now is it's an interim position.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue to follow the story and see what's it. All right, Wayne County baseball back in action this Saturday against two really good teams, too.
Yeah, I said Jeff Davis won a state title last year. Jones County, we played them last year in the state playoffs. So some good competition coming in Saturday for a round-robin affair. Wayne will play Jeff Davis early at 10:30. Again, the schedule says 11, but again, they've got state basketball games that night, so they're going to get back for that. So they're going to play us at 10:30, play Jones County after that. And after those two games, Wayne County will play Jones County in the finale on Saturday afternoon. Tentative time for that third game is at 5 o'clock, but it could be earlier, could be later. All depends on how the games go at 10:30 and after that. So, but come on out, watch some good baseball. We'll have both Wayne County games on Big Dog Country. Again, I want to remind everybody that girls basketball team is at home in round one of the state playoffs tomorrow, 5:30 against Warner Robins. So come on out and support the girls basketball team. Boys are on the road at Harris County. Single elimination event, 32 teams. Win the first game in the finals, 16, then 8-4, goes to like that. So hopefully the girls can make another big run. Hopefully the boys can get a deep run as well. So that all starts this weekend, but the girls are at home as their number 2 seed, take on the number 3 seed Warner Robins from Region 1.
And that's tomorrow
at 5:30.
5:30 at Vinnie Radcliffe Arena there at Wayne County High School. So go watch and support the Wayne County High School girls basketball team.
Not sure what the admission price is. I'm sure we can get that from Nicole Lamb, but the state sets that because this is a state events. But do come on out. Like I said, hopefully home court advantage will be an advantage for Wayne County tomorrow here at home with the girls.
And we got the big old hog jam coming up this weekend. Hog hunters out there and basically can hunt hogs all around us and have the big weigh-in on Sunday.
Starts tomorrow.
Yep. So you see a bunch of folks out there in the swamps looking for hogs. That's what's going on. The hog jam put on by the Wayne County Board of Tourism. All right, anything else going on, Bob, you want to talk about this morning?
So just want to remind everybody of the events today. The county has that call meeting today about the consolidating the voting precincts, but again, no one's objected to it, so it should be a short and sweet meeting. They will be going to 7 precincts when the votes begin. I said, I think as early as May is the primary, so things like that. Also, they've got the meet and greet for the lady for the Boys and Girls Club. So that's taking place today as well at JJ's Place.
And that's on East Cherry Street and Broad Street in downtown Jessup. They'll have that.
Got the official time here somewhere. Let me find.
Do you know how much, did they ever say about how much cost savings it would be to go from 14 to 7 precincts, I guess?
I talked to Tammy yesterday. Each election cost about $10,000, so I'm not sure. But I was going to save money.
Save a few $1,000s then.
Let's see. I said, they're going from 14 to 7. Again, we've been giving those all week long. And the event today at JJ's Place is at 6 p.m. Again, Shelby Anderson, the new director, so come by and meet her.
That's right, for Boys and Girls.
106 West Cherry Street. But the 7 precincts, again, that are going to be From 14, again, Precinct 1 will be Madras, Springs, and Odom, voting at Odom Rec Center. Precinct 2, Oglethorpe and Red Hill, voted at Red Hill. Precinct 3, Richmond will merge with Scriven, and they'll both vote at Scriven Community Center. Precinct 4, Altamont Precinct of VFW will vote at Benton Union Church. Precinct 5 will be Unity Empire Precinct voting at Unity Church of God. Precinct 6 is going to be Mount Pleasant, will merge into Gardai, both vote at Gardai. And Precinct 7, Pine Street and Rec Center will vote at the Rec Center. So again, they'll have 12 reporting precincts, 7 voting precincts. Again, they're having the meeting today at 7. And as soon as that meeting's over, it'll be official because, again, no one has given any objection to that move by the county.
When you got over, about 50% of the folks voting earlier the 3 weeks beforehand, it makes sense to try to cut some cost and go down to the 7.
Right.
I guess that's the way the county looks at
I
it.
can save a bunch of money, just have one voting precinct to Wayne County Courthouse. That's where they vote 3 weeks early, so you just vote to the courthouse and be done with it.
All right, Bob, we're through.
See you.
All right, world famous Butch and Bob Show.